how did I become the person I am today? It's your favorite super mayor, Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor / people supervisor. How y'all doing today? Come on in, come on in. I miss y'all. I feel like I ain't seen y'all forever, ever in a day. But I am outside. I am talking to residents. I am loving on them. They are loving on me. I just want to give you a couple updates really quickly.
Tiffany Henyard was the mayor of Dolton, Illinois until she lost her seat to senior trustee Jason House. She also lost her seat as supervisor of Thornton Township during a caucus that was held to Napoleon Harris. There's been plenty of allegations of mismanagement of funds, cronyism, just a whole host of things. And amongst other things, she got into an actual fight, okay? She got into a physical fight at one of the board meetings with her little boyfriend Boo Thang, which the rumor going on about them now is that they're actually breaking up or on the verge of a breakup. Yeah, stuff is starting to hit the fan, and as they say, there's no loyalty amongst thieves.
So come on in so I can educate you, let y'all know what's up, what's the deal.
Erica and Joe, Tiffany Henyard likes to tell people, quote, "Let me educate you on how this works."
So what I try to teach is I lead with love, and I try to educate the public on the things they don't know.
Well, tonight you can say she was schooled on how the Democratic caucus works right here in Thornton Township. You can also say that she flunked out because her name is not appearing on the ballot.
So you guys know by now, okay, the time had to eventually come. And Tiffany Henyard is finally out of both positions. She is no longer the mayor of Dolton, Illinois, and she is no longer the supervisor of Thornton Township. After losing both positions, she lost the mayor of Dolton to senior trustee Jason House, and she lost the supervisor position to Senator Napoleon Harris. So hopefully Dolton will be going forward in the right direction. I have faith in trustee Jason House, even though I don't know him personally. Just from his demeanor and from how he has presented himself, he seems to be a level-headed person that knows what he's doing and seems to have no ulterior motives. And then only time can tell with both positions, right? That goes with Napoleon Harris as well. See how he does in that position. I'm sure he has a lot of people that does his work for him. So that's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds as well. But for now, they've gotten rid of the tyrant. So it's kind of like a fresh start. And I'm wishing Dolton and Thornton Township nothing but better things to come. Now, that being said, I do have a video lined up for you guys. It's going to be some old clips, new clips. You guys know how I like to do here. So I hope you enjoy the video. If you're new here and like what you hear, please remember to leave this video a like. And if you're a returning subscriber, please remember to leave it a like as well. Let's start the show.
Knowing different things before you vote is so important. A lot of times people don't say nothing. They don't talk about what's going on, and they should. Stop being afraid of people, like for real. Like, please speak up, residents. Please talk about the things that you care about the most. We gonna start with them schools. Y'all know the school district need a lot of help. A lot of help. People can assume, make allegations about what's going on, but no one knows better than you. A lot of help. You should definitely fact check because y'all supposed to be journalism. The school district need a lot of help. Because y'all all judging, meaning people out there are judging off of hearsay, false allegations. A lot of help. So whatever you do, when you go to vote, make sure you change that school board. Change it. I mean it. Now, I ain't endorsing nobody. I'm not gonna say nobody's name, but it's certain people that you need to get rid of because there's a lot of things that need to fix over there. How y'all got a swimming pool and ain't got no water in the pool for the kids to swim?
I find it funny she has something to say about a pool not having water for the kids to swim when she's the one that spent over $50,000 on a sign, a police sign, to put on a building that's not actually a police station.
I just want to add on to that. Not only, it's also a liability. If no one is aware it's not actually a police station, people would actually go there thinking that it is a police station. So if I'm in a frenzy and someone is chasing me and I go there for the police station, well, guess what? It's not a police station. In the meantime, as it's sitting there, maybe the sign should be covered as well.
So make sure you vote for people that care about your kids.
You don't love the children. You kick the little baby out of the Easter egg hunt.
Because a lot of times people don't understand that The kids are the future.
You don't love the children. And when you did that, that made me cry when I seen that baby cry like that.
Whether you got kids, your kids grown, you got grandbabies, you don't, you still pay a portion of your property taxes for the schools.
You are a disgrace. You are. Anytime you would have your police officers kick a baby out like that, I don't care if you don't like the grandmother, but the fact that this baby was kicked out of that, it took away from all that you did. It took away.
Because all my stuff was a big old smear campaign, a hate fest. That's it. Because they couldn't get me out the way because the people was always loving on me.
I didn't like seeing the disruption and change, and I wanted to go back to the way it was.
Because I've always showed up and showed out for them, despite what the fake news was telling y'all, because that's all it was. It was all just, oh, we think, or maybe. Like, come on, stop with all that. I really been doing my job, still doing my job.
It's been an embarrassment and a stain on South Holland to have South Holland continue to pop up on the news with her acting crazy, you know, in meetings and stuff like that.
Despite what y'all say, because I really care. Only a person that got like a heart for the people is gonna keep on pushing, keep on going. Keep on talking to y'all, keep on trying to educate y'all. And that's what you see me doing right here today. Still trying to educate y'all. Say, neighbor, I love you. That's what I'm talking about in the back. And ain't nothing you can do about it. Still trying to put y'all on the game. Because remember, they always say what? The game is sold, not told. They did so much scrutiny and so much election rigging. When I say election rigging going on right here in the state of Illinois, election rigging going on right here in the state of Illinois.
Election rigging. So what really happened with Tiffany Henyard's recall?
So let's start by setting some rumors straight. Let's get the record correct from my mouth to your ears. First, concerning the recall. First, everyone knows me in the community. Anybody that saw me grow since 2013, I was a trustee for 8 years before becoming your mayor.
The people, even back then, did not believe that she was fit for this role.
Somebody asked, because we were like, why you don't do recall? Because we could see where it was headed.
We devised the two questions, and they both made it to the ballot without challenge.
They made it to the ballot.
Yeah, made it to the ballot. No one challenged it.
They didn't even ask you guys' opinion as it relates to, do you want to recall? Should you recall your mayor, myself, Tiffany Henyard? They just put it on there, the site of hatred, dislike, envy, jealous, whatever you want to call it, for the reasons for the recall.
Most of you guys might know, but for some of you who don't know, Tiffany Henyard used to be a trustee, and there was also an attempted recall on her as a trustee. Yeah, even as a trustee. I wonder why. Well, let's take a look at some of the behaviors of trustee Tiffany Henyard.
Once again, why is it that myself, trustee Henyard, or trustee Denton is not on any committees as it relates to the village of Dolton? And then in my response was, I'm not gonna play these games with y'all. I want my tree list. As you guys know, I'm the most active person on this board. Once again, why is it that myself, trustee Henyard, or trustee Denton is not on any committees as it relates to the village of Dolton? That's my question. Why?
Trustee House has came over there, helped me out, got a membership. Trustee Brown is a regular member over there. So they have actually helped me versus criticize and stand back and just point out the wrong. I wanted trustees who actually support what I do, and I feel them to really support what I do.
So it sounds as though trustee Steve's want a yes board and he don't want nobody to disagree. They just agree with what he wants.
Ed and I don't always agree. Some of us do disagree. Just because you don't hear it publicly doesn't mean I agree with everything Ed says. Ed don't agree with everything I say. So we do disagree, but at the end of the day, we have to come to some kind of conclusion.
Well, for the record, I think that you guys should start looking at myself and trustee Denton to be on committees in the village of Dolton. But I know I got my hands full. I do a lot of stuff anyway with my own dollars. but I would like to be included going forward, Mayor and all trustees. If you guys want input from me, I am the senior trustee. I would like y'all respect. At the end of the day, I keep telling y'all gonna put some respect on my name. I would like y'all respect as I give it to you guys. So again, please consider myself and Trustee Denton to sit on committees. Thank you.
You gotta give respect to get respect.
I definitely give it.
Mayor, if I can-
definitely give it. But Mayor, see you in your mouth. You gotta give respect in order to get it. But Mayor, see you in your mouth. Mayor Pro Tem, I had something I just want to put on record.
Sure.
I would like to know, what is the time frame for putting things on the agenda, clerk? Thank you for the explanation, but when we place rules, let's stick to the rules. Thank you. And that's for
Ma'am?
the record. Everything I stated is for the record.
Yes, trustee, and I would ask that would be reciprocal.
Thank you.
Let me
So,
tell you,
my question to you, Mayor, is what's the plan? What's the plan going forward?
I just told you the plan.
No. I don't like that plan. So I'm in disagreement with that plan.
Just because you don't like it don't mean it's not going to go into effect.
Mayor, it's no excuse. That means we need to put a plan together. That means that Matt should sit down with the board. Sit down with the board. No, you put your plan together. I said we need to put a plan together.
When I was a citizen, I thought that she was doing the right thing because I seen how she came off and it looked like it appeased to the residents. So I was like, okay, I see what she's talking about.
Now, if the board wants to go forward with it, as long as that you can say how we're going to recoup the dollars, the amount that we're going to spend for this see-through, then I'm all for it. If we don't have no game plan on getting the money back, I'm not for it. Because we just basically sent something across the board to raise water rates. How are we going to do this? All I'm saying is I'm for it as long as we can figure out how we're going to recoup the dollars. That's it. And it has nothing to do with safety. It's just the money. If basically, okay, if a person gave you a complaint when we was running, you said you're going to take care of the next day. What's any different now?
Why
so when
don't-
a person give a complaint now,
You
man,
know how
hold
many
on. If
people
a
we
person
have-
give a complaint now, why are you not saying you're going to take care of the next day like you were saying on election day?
Do you know?
That's my issue,
You know
man.
how many people that we have experienced to cut trees?
It's not about experience
What do
with
you mean
trees.
it's not that?
It's not.
We just had a
Then why do
person
we have
killed.
public- We
I'm
got
not gonna go
18,
back and forth with
17
you.
people, Mayor.
Okay, finish
that run,
what you
that's
gotta say.
Okay, I am. I'm trying to, but you keep interrupting me.
Getting up there and now on the other side and you see the things that go on, it's a big difference. And everything that she complained about, transparency, not enough time, voting on items that she didn't have clarity about, she's doing the same thing to us.
So if you do it the correct way, Mayor, which you know how to do, because you complained about it heavy for 8 years, you're doing it wrong. You cannot just force this on. You have to work with your board, Mayor. You have to work with your board.
All I'm asking is to stop doing that. Go before the body and get your approval. That's it. That's it. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I'm done.
Remember that statement that you said over and over again? You're not working with your board. You're forcing this on us and you're just shoving it down the throat. You're not going to, you have to learn to work with the board, period.
You want us to
If I
give
was
a
you-
property, an unsafe piece of property to a nonprofit that's going to have people in it
Yes.
and take the risk of that property.
Yes, I do. And you let me explain why. Because I don't like how you sit here and try to make people believe it's unsafe. Unsafe,
And
I do
Mr.
real
Engineer,
estate for a living. Hold on.
Mr.
I do
Engineer,
real
did you
estate
go in
for a
that
living.
building?
So if you want to buy property, we want property that's abandoned, got mold, roof cave in, whatever. And you're gonna fix it.
Correct.
So you should go look at these properties and judge it for yourself if it's feasible for you. That's what I would do.
She's the worst. She's the worst person in the world.
It's my understanding that the Comcast building, the structural integrity has been compromised and it's not feasible for rehab. That's my understanding, Mayor.
So I have a problem with it, but I don't because all they're gonna do is just push me to run for mayor because I can't run for trustee again. So either way, you know what it means. It doesn't matter.
I have not done anything wrong. I repeat, I have not done anything wrong as relates to mismanagement of funds, spending money without you guys' consent. I haven't done anything wrong as relates to a recall.
And I remember when the day of the recall, it was hot. Everybody's been in the sun all day. And then the numbers start coming back and we had won it.
The numbers showed almost 2,000 people voted yes for the recall mechanism, and almost 2,000 people, 1,960, voted yes to recall the mayor.
But it doesn't happen. It's thrown out by a state appeals court.
They found fault with the wording in the questions. Court found it was too confusing and voided the results of the
So is
election.
the court saying that the voters didn't know what they were?
Yes. Didn't know what they were voting on, basically. Yes.
You were recalled. It didn't go through, but you were recalled. And a lot of people seen it back then. But the judge, the systems just did not allow it to happen.
This opinion was absurd. It took away the voice of the people. And look what we have now.
After she won that recall, she felt emboldened, she felt untouchable.
And I just want people to understand, I'm happy. Leave me alone, because I am.
I watched her turn into a monster.
I want people to show you where the deficit is in the village of Dolton, because there's no deficit in the village of Dolton. Because at the end of the day, like I said, because people got lips, they talking, right? But no one's showing you facts of these things.
As of May 30th of this year, the village's general fund was in a net deficit position, meaning that there is insufficient funds in that general fund.
No one have ever said, hey, this is where we have a deficit. This is where this is wrong.
Next, you can see is a graphic that depicts where we started as of April, where the village started as of April of 22 with positive of $5.6 million in the general fund, and where we are as of May of 2024, which is a negative $3.65 million.
That's all false. People can write narratives about me, write stories about me all day long. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, what matters is what I'm doing within my dash while I'm here on this earth. Everybody here hates us. Jesus Christ here hates us.
Over the last 3 fiscal years, the average monthly expenditures of the village have increased by nearly 30%. As you can see in the graphic, in fiscal year 2022, on average, the village spent about $1.9 million a month. But in the last fiscal year, that amount had climbed to $2.5 million. These increasing expenditures have not been accompanied by corresponding increases in revenue. Again, as you see in the graph on the blue bars, the revenues have remained relatively the same over that time period, just over $24 million, while expenditures have climbed from $23 million in 2022 to $30 million in 2024. Ultimately, in fiscal years 2023 and 2024, expenditures exceeded revenue. Specifically in 2024, it was over $5 million more in expenditures than revenues.
And I don't know what races y'all been watching or not watching, but y'all better pay attention. They picking and choosing who they want to sit there, who they want to do their dirty work, period.
Much like she chose Keith Price to sit there in Thornton Township and block information from the trustees, even though he was never voted into an official position with the township. That didn't stop Tiffany from letting him have access to sensitive resident information.
I have a question as pertains to that. What is Mr. Price's title? And was he board approved for that title?
Yes. What?
What's the title?
You already know his title.
No, I didn't.
No, tell everybody.
You're not gonna play.
Tell everybody.
So anyway, what else?
I'm
not.
And you're saying you wasn't board approved for that?
Just told you he was. So
you were a little while ago we were just talking about employee information. I mean, that's kind of sensitive stuff. I mean, if he's not been board approved to be over general fund, he shouldn't have access to that information.
What are you talking about over general fund? He ain't got
every time we're talking about general fund right now, but you keep referring to
he's doing. Let me be crystal clear. I just told Carmen that.
Please do.
Okay, we're going to cut that off. We know she's just going to grandstand right now and talk down to people. But what Chris Gonzalez was basically confronting her about is Tiffany was telling them to go to Keith Price if they had any questions or concerns regarding the information that they were receiving as far as the financials go and everything. And he was just calling her out, saying that, hey, Keith Price was never voted into any positions here at Thornton Township except for the food pantry. You know, that's what he serves as a food pantry manager. But yet you're telling us to go to him for sensitive information that has the residents' personal information on there. So that was just an example of Tiffany Henyard using her people to put into positions to either block information or control the information that the trustees were getting.
That's how this game is going right now. And I'm just trying to make sure that you like up on game so you will know, what's next and how to handle it. But I'm always speaking on it. Prime example, we had a caucus, right? Y'all remember when they had that caucus and they locked all of us out. Could nobody get in the building to vote?
While the caucus was starting, Tiffany Henyard was busy giving an interview.
We spoke to Henyard in an exclusive interview hours earlier. Tonight's caucus, led by Senator Harris, was to name candidates for supervisor, clerk, trustee, assessor, and highway commissioner.
Henyard used Thornton Township buses to transport supporters, mostly seniors.
That's what's happening. And they picked that one person. I told you, no Polian, you don't do nothing. No Polian, nowhere to be found. He's your committeeman and also your senator. But he wanted to be the supervisor of Thornton Township. Make that make sense.
We're going to return to tonight's suburban elections, and it was a big night for opponents of soon-to-be former Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard.
Yes, Jason House, who beat her in a primary, wins at the Dolton mayor's seat in a landslide, and State Senator Napoleon Harris, who successfully kept her off the ballot in Thornton Township, will take over now as the township supervisor after winning by a wide margin.
The people was always loving on me, because I've always showed up and showed out for them, despite what the fake news was telling y'all.
Despite Henyard's confidence, many voters tell WGN they don't feel that way.
I had no intention of voting for her at all.
We've had a lot of negative attention in the last couple of weeks, last couple of months, so I really wanted to bring some change.
She was defeated by Dolton senior trustee Jason House in the mayoral primary, putting him on the ballot against Cassandra Hobson Jordan.
It's sad of what's going on right before y'all eyes, and y'all just sit idle like, but it's happening. So like I said, make sure you come out and vote. Make sure you click right in for Tiffany Henyard and write my name in. As it relates to Thornton Township, they had a deficit when I came in Thornton Township. Remember, Frank Zuccarelli ran that. So when I come in, I fixed it my first year. Surpluses. Over $9 million surpluses. Go check it. You don't believe me.
So the surpluses that she's claiming are from unaudited numbers, because the company that usually does the auditing there at Thornton Township did not want to back the numbers that were put on the budget by Tiffany and Robert Hunt, the dynamic duo. Okay.
But they don't tell y'all these things though, right? They want to make it like it's bad and they doing this, doing that. They'll tell you none of the good things we're doing. They don't tell you all the programs we have came up with. They don't tell you any of that. When I came into Thornton Township as a supervisor, each year surplus. Each year, more and more people knew or know about the services here at Thornton Township. 20% knew Thornton Township existed. Now over 80% knows Thornton Township exists. We are servicing more and spending less. That's what's going on.
So this is something I've been meaning to share with you guys for some time now, because while we've heard Tiffany Henyard spew that rhetoric for quite some time, where she's talking about only 28% knew about Thornton Township and now over 80% know. So these are the operating indicators for Thornton Township for 10 years from 2014 to 2023. It just shows, what programs are being used. Basically tracking the progress of the programs that are used through Thornton Township. And as we can see here, we're going to take 2019 and compare it to 2023. So it's going to be before Tiffany Henyard became supervisor and then after she became supervisor. And as we can see, those numbers are not dramatically different. And in some cases, the numbers are higher in 2019 than they are in 2023. So let's take this line, for instance, transportation and rides. In 2023, it was 34,951. And in 2019, it was 42,282. Okay, so it was higher in 2019 than it was in 2023. Now let's look at senior services luncheons. So in 2019, it was 28,544. In 2023, it was 33,402. Now granted, it was more in 2023, but let's look at 2017. 2017 said they served 37,249. So compare that to 2023, 33,402. You see, big difference there. So while she's throwing out all these numbers, once again, she's not showing any receipts. But as we can see, here are the receipts, and it's posted on the Thornton Township website. So I think the major thing to take away from this whole Tiffany Henyard fiasco is that people should definitely do their research, and they should really look at the person's character okay, that they're voting into office. Tiffany Henyard gave multiple signs that she was not the one, okay, to be put into any of these positions of power, from way back in her trustee days, being super disrespectful and just keeping a mess with any and everybody. They even tried to recall her as a trustee. Just multiple red flags, you guys. But I will say Tiffany Henyard was right about one thing throughout this whole process. She did educate me, and I'm sure she educated a lot of people on who not to vote on, because she's the best example of someone you don't want in a leadership position, okay? But that's going to be it for today, you guys. If you made it this far in the video, please remember to leave it a like, and if you're new here, subscribe.